And new this morning, making New Year's resolutions. Do you do it or do you just say, forget about it? The feeling of failure is one of the many factors why people don't make a resolution in the new year. Well, this morning, Wake Up CBus anchor Angela Ann brings us a conversation she had earlier this month with an expert on why so many people fail.
My first question to you, Kelly, do you set New Year's resolutions for yourself?
I have done that in the past. They're not always successful, if I'm being fair.
So that leads me to the big question, like, why do they fail? So many of them.
A lot of times people are making New Year's resolutions based on someone else's values, quite frankly. So it's this idea that I want to be thin, or I want to, save money so I can be wealthy, or, have a new car, whatever those things are. But what actually happens is that these goals or these resolutions that we've created are not in line with our own personal values. And that's where the problems begin.
So now we're getting to um, having those realistic expectations for yourself and creating an environment to make it happen. What does that look like?
So the environment is incredibly important, because if I first of all, I have to know how I respond to making changes. Some people make changes easier than others. But I think what's important about that too is knowing kind of the people around you, the places, the situations that might make change more difficult. When we have a setback, we stop and take a look at exactly what were the parameters or what caused that. That's an opportunity to really begin to understand yourself better and to figure out what we need to do to make adjustments so we're more successful.
I feel like that moment right there, though, is the critical moment
Mhm.
between someone who has a setback and can reset versus
Mhm.
somebody who has a setback. And what I often do just say, well, I ate that cookie, so I'll eat the whole box.
Right.
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 So what's like, what do you tell yourself when you find yourself right there in that middle line and you know you can choose this way or that way? Like, is there a gimmick or something that can get me to choose the better option?
I think it comes right back down to really reminding yourself why you're doing this, right? What is that value? What is this? What is this that I want to see that change? Why is that I've brought it forward in my life, and why do I think it's important? And I feel like if it's a true value, if it's really something you want, I feel like it's easier to just kind of step back on. But again, beating yourself up about it, it depletes motivation. It doesn't help. We're all human. We're all going to have that. But keeping it realistic, but also recognizing there's value in why you took it on to begin with.
So I'll ask you again, are you going to make a resolution for 2024 given the advice you just told me and yourself?
I may.
Same, same. I'll talk to you in February and see if whether we stuck to it.
Absolutely.
All right. Very cool. Thanks, Kelly.
All right, well, Kelly tells Angela Ann the best way to achieve your goal is set smaller goals to start off. For example, don't try to aim for 20 pounds to lose in the next 3 months. Instead, try 5 pounds at a time. Kelly says the smaller wins along the way are more motivational and measurable. Forbes